we got to start with Lady Gaga. This is super interesting. If you remember, rewind more than a year ago. Yeah, actually a couple of years ago. Remember, we broke this story when a dog walker was walking her two dogs, and these dog nappers came up, stole the dog, shot the dog walker, remember? And Lady Gaga put a...
and they made off, after shooting the dog walker, made off with two dogs. Right.
And she desperately wanted to get these dogs back, and she put a reward up with no strings attached.
A $500,000 reward, saying, just bring the dogs back, and there will be no questions asked.
Those three words are really important because the woman who returned the dogs, who arguably may have had some connection, in fact, did have a connection to the dog nappers, she is now suing Lady Gaga to get the $500,000, and she was prosecuted. She was prosecuted, and she pled out, and she's won.
So she's definitely connected to the crime, I mean, she pled to it. Yet she wants the money.
Yeah, this is fascinating. Her name is Jennifer McBride, and she was charged with being an accessory after the fact of the crime and with receipt of stolen property. Accessory after the fact means that she helped them sort of cover it up or help them after they actually did the dog napping.
She had knowledge afterward that these dogs were stolen, and she helped hide the dogs.
That's right. But what she says in her lawsuit, which is a civil suit, and look, she pled no contest to receipt of stolen property. That's separate. That's the criminal matter. In this case, which is a civil case about contract law, she says, look, the award said no questions asked. I brought the dogs to the police station and returned them to Lady Gaga. And instead of getting my $500 reward, I got a bunch of questions and I got criminally charged. I think she has a pretty good case as a contractual matter because Lady Gaga was actually inviting the criminals to return the dog by saying no questions asked.
Not just inviting the criminals, she was specifically talking to the criminals, because if somebody finds the dog and hasn't done anything wrong, you wouldn't say no questions asked. You just say $500,000. To say no questions asked means you are trying to get the people who stole the dog or are connected to that to give the dog back, and I'll give you the $500,000, and I won't ask anything. Just give me my dogs back. I'll give you the money. You'll be on your way. So she was really, she was talking in a sense to the criminals.
She was, but we know the DA's office is clearly does not want this woman to get the money.
If you'll pardon this, the DA doesn't have a dog in the fight.
They don't have a dog in the fight, but when we broke the story about the lawsuit, the DA's office contacted us and just said, they wanted to make it clear that Jennifer definitely had knowledge of this. She's connected to I think she was dating the father of one of the dog nappers. So they're just making the point that this woman
What point are they making? No, I don't understand. Why is the DA weighing in on this?
I think the DA is weighing in because they don't want to see, I know what you're saying, that they don't want to see someone who was involved in a crime, who they prosecuted for being involved in the crime, suddenly get $500,000.
With all due respect, she's got to sort of stay in her lane, the DA, because this is an offer. It was accepted. There was consideration. She brought the dogs. That's a contract, isn't it, Harvey?
It's totally a contract, and as a matter of fact, the person who returned the dogs suffered criminal consequences as a result. So I don't see how Lady Gaga gets out of this.
I get it, except now imagine now you're in court, right? And this goes to a jury,
right?
Where the jury is going to be we know this, that they tend to be
favor celebrities,
and
disfavor criminals,
and dogs also, right? So we got two cute dogs. We got a big celebrity.
There's something in the law called jury nullification, which means the jury can disregard the jury instructions and do what they feel is right. Sometimes juries do that, but a lot of times juries will say, even though I have to hold my nose, I got to follow the law.
Right.
I don't see how you get out from under the law in this case. And I want to say one other thing, that if this woman loses her case, I think it disincentivizes other people in the future
giving a reward
from returning pets or whatever else it is, stolen property, because they're realizing there's not a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And even though that may be wrong, you know, Lady Gaga wanted her dogs back, and the next person who desperately wants his or her dogs back if the person who has the dogs is afraid of
You
returning
can
them.
still offer a reward, just don't say no questions asked.
Right, but the problem is that the person
Then you're
who
not
has
going to get the criminal.
you're not, and you may not get the dogs. That's the point.
Yo, what's up, man? It's your boy Saint out here in Georgia. And I also do think it's a two-way street with this thing, man. Gaga did say no questions asked. You know, you're going to get your money if you return my dogs or whatever. And I don't think you can be rewarded for committing a crime or being an accessory to a crime. So if Gaga wants to play around with it and answer to the call, she will. If not, I don't think it'll go any further past the lawsuit, man. You can't commit crimes and then expect money or any type of reward
This
from
one is
doing that.
I would agree
is
with
gonna
you
be-
in most cases, not in this one. Not in this one.